everyone, welcome back to Corpse Party Blood Drive, and today we're going to continue on with the extra chapters. We finished extra chapter 3 last time with, it was Yuya and Shimada, I think his name was, from the other school, and I didn't really like that one that much, but I don't really care for the characters that much. But, now we're finally done. So now we can go to extra chapter 4, and then 5, 6, 7, possibly 8 if there's one. But anyways, let's go on to extra chapter 4. Memories like beautiful dreams. Okay, I think that other kid is one that's also from the same school as Shimada and them. Through my hazy vision, and we got Aiko here, of course, and that guy looks like he's probably possessed, so through my hazy vision I could see a red pair of eyes cutting through the darkness like flames. I could barely breathe and kept drifting in and out of consciousness. Oh, Aiko, Naho, and I forgot her name. Why at a time like this would that sticker photo pop into my head? I know they say your life flashes before your eyes, but before you die. But this was a single page of my past. That day was almost like a dream. I could hear their laughter in the back of my head. The sky was beautiful crimson purple fusion. And then, sweetness of that cake from the cafe was still on my tongue as we entered the photo booth. How did things wind up like this? Did I do something wrong, or so when and where? Somehow the answers to these questions seemed less interesting to me. It was like I had gone back in time. Oh, are we going to go back in our memories? And then all of a sudden, the sound, a door being thrown open, brought me back to my senses. Ah, yes. We are back in. Sayaka, I've come bearing gifts. Sayaka, sorry to keep you waiting. Were you lonely? Were you crying because you didn't know when and where I'd be when I'd come back? Quiet! Dear little Naho is sleeping. We wouldn't wake her now, would we? Ooh! Sundari, I see. I heard every word and raised my head to survey the situation. Though, I first regained my focus by staring at the clock up above Blackboard. I feel like I overslept. I must have been exhausted from working on that draft late into the night. But with the deadline fast approaching, I had little other choice. It'd been a long time, as I had absolutely no memory of anything from 6th period. I looked around, and the only other people in the room were Sayaka and Inimaru. Sorry, Naho. Did we wake you? It's okay. If you go back to sleep, if you want. Sayaka seemed to have noticed I'd woken up and was running over to check on me. I'm fine. Please don't tell me you've been waiting for me to wake up. Don't apologize, Naho. No. Oh, the way she talks. I can't do it. You know, there's no such thing as a bad blood between us best buds. Sayaka flashed me an overzealous forced smile, which I returned, though mine was quite natural. Hers probably actually was too. I couldn't say for sure. Either way, it was super cute. So, Inimaru, where is it? Did you get it? She's so, straightforward with him. The tone in her voice changed completely. Her smile disappeared too. She was addressing him instead of me. If you extend your beautiful, delicate hand to me, I would happily answer your questions, with all the love in my heart and soul. Such as, how do I love thee? Permit me to count the ways. That's a definite no on all that. All I want from you is what I sent you out to get. I can see the embarrassment written plainly on your face. How long must this farce go on before you show me your true colors? He was our mutual classmate and a childhood friend of Sayaka's. Everything he did for Sayaka. His whole world seemed to revolve around her. And sometimes, she'd play along, making his day, but that hadn't happened for a while now. He had the blood of a Izumo priest running through his veins, which gave him a considerable amount of spiritual ability. Sayaka, did you ask him to bring you something? Yeah, snacks. You want some too? I'm good, but here? Really? If you're hungry, you should just eat on your way home. Though actually, we do eat on the way home. All the time, actually. So I guess the particular hunger somehow ran deeper. But I'm hungry now, and I can't keep the beast caged up any longer. I want to eat right here. Well, Sayaka, here they are. Ooh, he's got a lot. He left the room without our knowledge a few seconds earlier. Suddenly, he burst back in with a flatbed cart in tow, squeaking away. He brought a cart... He got a cartload? I could hardly believe what was on it. Ta-da! How's this, Sayaka? I bought you the whole smorgasbord. Boxes and boxes of fatty, sugary, pre-packaged foods lined every square inch of the cart. Cakes, waffles, donuts, and a box of that pretzel shop that recently opened up. To add to that, cookies, pies, macaroons, even ice cream. They look so tasty. Time for a sugar high. To my surprise, Sayaka beelined for one of the boxes, setting in motion what had been the biggest binge I'd ever seen. Box after box fell before her, before she even sat down. This is heaven. Sayaka was ingesting every fatty, sugary, processed foods at an alarming rate. Are you sure you shouldn't slow down? There's other people here. Plus, yeah. I never seen one person eat so much food. She shouldn't in such a short period of time. Sayaka, are you feeling okay? Oh, did you want some too? Help yourself. Everything is so simply scrumptious. Were you seriously that hungry? I totally was. I just had a craving for something sweet. Like everything sweet? I'm a little worried about all the calories, but what can you do? The stomach wants what the stomach wants. Yeah, it's probably a lot of calories. You're not planning to eat all of this, are you? I was legitimately scared at the sheer quantity of sweets stacked on the cart. I mean, I loved candy as much as the next person, but I was practically getting heartburn just looking at this massive haul. I can feel that. I can feel that. Yes, of course, I'll eat it all. Sayaka, you can't be serious. But I am. Quite an appetite on this one. Just let me know if there's not quite enough for you, and I'll go get you some more right away. If she eats all this, I'm gonna walk away. What are you saying? Even if she eats everything, you brought her already. She's gonna get fat in no time. That's not a problem. No matter how plump she may get, Sayaka will always be the cutest. Ah, he likes them thick, I see. Okay. Though, I would be glad if I could get my arm all the way around her when I hug her, I suppose. Oh, you sweet guy. Bring her all these sweets. Just caring about her. Oh, he's sweet. Stop being stupid and bring me that box. Okay, so he's sweet. She's salty. As you wish. Oh, would you like me to feed you? Here, this macaroon has your name on it. No, it has your fingerprints all over it, which is gross. You eat it. Yay, Sayaka give me a snack. He's too happy about that. Man, poor guy. I know. Inamaru was now holding the macaroon close to his heart. With a joyous expression on his face, I couldn't bear to look at him anymore, so I turned my attention back to Sayaka. I studied her as she continued to engorge herself. This was not her normal behavior for her in any way. Something was definitely off. Actually, I'm sensing some kind of disturbance. Oh, a spiritual disturbance? The longer I stared at her, the more I was able to make out the faint shadow wavering just behind her. She is being controlled. A spirit. It was a low-level spirit, one that could easily slip by unnoticed. Specifically, it was a spirit of a little girl. Its attachment to Sayaka was quite weak. It wouldn't take a lot of effort to exercise. How careless of me. I had not noticed his presence sooner. I was not fully convinced that Sayaka's superhuman appetite originated from that little girl. There's a spirit attached to you, Sayaka. Sit still or I'll get rid of it. I produced a talisman from my bag and just about to throw it down, but Sayaka quite aggressively shook her head at the notion. Stop it, Naho. She's not a bad spirit. She's not... I actually feel really bad for her. She was walking home one day, all excited about buying herself some really top quality candy, but she got hit by a car whose driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, killing her instantly. Oh, so that's the reason why she really wants candy, I see. At the moment of her death, all she wanted was to eat tasty sweets. But since she couldn't fulfill that wish, she couldn't pass on. And for the longest time, she didn't have enough energy to possess anyone. But she managed to save enough, and the person she latched onto was me. Are you seriously sympathizing with her? You know you can't do that, Sayaka. Open your heart to spirits. It can only lead to trouble. But Naho, you're a girl too. You get where she's coming from, don't you? Imagine if you were psyched to eat some sweet, nice sweets for a long, long time, and you got them, but then you died before you could taste any. That would totally blow, wouldn't it? Well, sure it would, but still. See? So I'm planning to eat sweets until the little girl is satisfied. It's the least I can do. If you're gonna eat as much to make her satisfied, you might die before then. I mean, just look. Every time I munch, eat something sweet, just look at how happy it makes her. The girl behind Sayaka did seem genuinely pleased every time Sayaka popped something in her mouth. And there wasn't the slightest hint of malevolence in her. If anything, she projected a certain innocence that made even me kind of sympathize with her. But still, I really don't want to see Sayaka get fat. One of my secret joys was admiring... Oh no! One of my secret joys was admiring Sayaka's magazine spreads. Okay, so the guy there doesn't care if she gets plump. Naho cares if she gets plump. She always wore the most beautiful clothes, exhibited a true sense of style and true understanding of fashion in every photograph. I could hardly say out loud. It was too embarrassing. Sayaka, no matter how good or pure a spirit, possession it never ends well. You should exercise it. She's a girl without a single malicious thought in her head. I'll be fine. If a person who's been possessed is covering for a spirit, that makes exorcism more difficult. Inumaru, can you help me convince Sayaka to go through with the exorcism? Convince her? Why? You don't want Sayaka to continue being possessed, do you? Well, I guess that is a little worrisome. But I'm also really moved by Sayaka's kindness. It takes a big heart to sympathize with the dead. Don't tell me you're okay with this. Well, it's not an evil spirit, right? You don't care if Sayaka makes in too many calories that she has to quit modeling? Of course not. That's what Sayaka wants. Then that's what she wants to do. Our hearts are one. Oh, Inumaru, come on. Guess that's what I get for asking for help. My head began to hurt, and every second I watched Sayaka continue to devour her snacks, I became more and more inclined to stop her. This calls for drastic measures. Sayaka might hate me for this, but that was a risk I was willing to take. I took my stance and prepared to send the girl along to the ever after. But before I could even begin to chant, an unexpected visitor arrived. Aiko, yes, she's finally here. My, what a wonderful aroma, may I join you? The door was wide open, and there she stood, wearing a unique combination of kimono and school uniform. Is that her usual? Yep, that's her usual stuff. She was a self-proclaimed intelligence agent from class 3-5. Specifically, she seemed to live for collecting spirit items. Aiko! A mouthful of donuts, and Sayaka nonetheless did her best to acknowledge the presence of a new arrival. She wasn't fond of Aiko, but the two of them had butt heads previously. But Sayaka had a general love of beautiful girls. And Aiko ranked fairly high on the beauty scale. What are you here for, Aiko? Allah! Oh. And now, there's no need to speak to me so coldly, Naho. Oh, and I was just descending the stairs when I detected a sweet scent. And I found you. Could it be fate? Aiko, stop trying to seduce Naho. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Aiko, don't pester Sayaka. I would never. Come on. I don't really have time to be dealing with you right now. Is that so? She tilted her head and examined the cart full of sweets. Well now, have you been offered a position as a female sumo wrestler? That's mean. Huh? Sayaka is a female sumo wrestler. Gulp. He does like him thick. Sayaka seemed confused, and Imaru seemed disturbingly intrigued. I ignored them both. Look a little closer, Aiko. Can't you see there's a spirit behind her? Now you mention it. What a tiny presence she has. She's possessed Sayaka and is forcing her to eat sweets. I want to exercise her, but Sayaka is not cooperating. So that's it. May I take a closer look? Aiko approached Sayaka and observed the spirit's behavior. Aiko's passion for collecting spirit items infused with deep hate and malice. So if the little girl wound up being a little darker than she seemed, Aiko would snatch her away. So you're a big fan of sweets, huh? How do you feel about dying in that accident? You must have a lot of regrets. Have you ever thought about killing or cursing a person? Really? Well, have you ever wanted other people to end up the same way you did? Allah. Oh. Aiko broke off the conversation short after exchange. It's no use. She won't budge. There's so much potential when becoming a spirit, but this girl just wants to eat delicious candy. Can you believe that, Naho? She's saying she holds no grudge. Aiko had completely lost interest. Spirit was on the verge of tears, shrinking back behind Sayaka to distance herself. If Aiko is adamant, then I guess the poor thing really doesn't hold any ill will. I told you, I feel really bad for her. Please try to understand, Naho. Oh, Sayaka is talking while her lips sticky with apple pie residue. Oh my. But Sayaka, if you keep eating like that, it's gonna catch up with you. You think so? You're not going to let Naho exercise the ghost because you feel sorry for her, then? Yeah. So despite how much Naho is hurt by your actions, you're going to side with the spirit? See, Naho? Isn't Sayaka mean? Aiko smiled. Ah, she was plotting something. She took my hand in hers and wrapped her fingers around it delicately. Let's leave this uncouth girl who has no regard for your feelings and go out on a date, shall we? Oh, no, you can't. Oh, that's how they get her. Sayaka shot to her feet, knocking over a chair in the process. Just like that, she no longer had the slightest interest in any part of the mountain of candy. This sudden shift separated the spirit from Sayaka. If you're gonna date anyone, Naho, date me. I'm off after school today. What do you say? That's fine, I guess. Alright, I scored a date with Naho. Sayaka hugged me excitedly, and I was overjoyed. But then, for a brief moment, my eyes locked with those of the little girl's spirit floating in the air. That's all it took. Crap. The spirit was quicker to act than I realized. By the time it was too late. It was already within me. Within her, Naho! Instantly, my stomach emptied. I was intensely, massively hungry. The hungriest I've ever been. Actually, Sayaka, but let's hold up on the date for a little. I have to eat. I flew over to Sayaka's chair and threw open one of the stacked boxes. Jackpot. It was full of custard-filled cream puffs. Nom 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 nom. The rich custard melted in my mouth. The light, delicate aroma filled my nostrils. So good. It looks like the spirit has found its way into Naho now. Oh wow. You're right. Naho, are you okay? I had neither the time nor the desire to answer a question. I was too busy moving my hands, eating sweets. I'm fine. After every bite, the girl possessing me expressed pure, absolute... Was it generosity it said, I think? I heard whispers from her and the effect of I'm so happy and thank you so much. I immediately realized this could be a problem. I get why Sayaka felt sympathy for this girl. So they kept eating. Yeah. You don't want any more, Sayaka? Nope, I'm full. Actually, wow. Did I really eat this much? Number of open boxes surrounded. Sickened. Oh, astounded or sickening, depending on your viewpoint. I can tell you were enjoying your food, Sayaka, by the unrestrained, unbridled passion you had. You're certainly going to gain a little weight from that experience, too. I hope you'll allow me to touch your tummy and fill up that food, baby. What the heck? No way. I'm much more comfortable eating, being the touchier than the touchy. The touchier than the touchy. Really, Sayaka? Have you ever been holding back this whole time, then? It's okay, you know. You can touch me, pet me, hug me, all you want anytime. Nobody's talking about you. Ah, still playing the hard to get, I see. Oh, he was knocked to the floor. Sayaka then sat right past him. Ran right past him over to me. No, don't eat another bite. I don't want you to get fat. I just want to keep eating. I can't help it. No. No getsies, fatsies for you. I'm also a little concerned, but my hunger could not be... yeah. I'll be glad to exercise that spirit for you, Sayaka, if you want. But I feel bad for her. Isn't there any other way? Oh my gosh, they all feel bad for it. Well, I can just remove the spirit from her. But if we leave it, it'd probably possess someone else. As long as it's not possessing Naho, I feel Sayaka wouldn't mind. No, that's the problem all of its own. It didn't take so long for her to brainstorm something. How about we appease her so she can move on? So let her continue to eat sweets until she's satisfied. Yeah, you and Sanoki? Okay. Have both eaten a lot. But the spirit doesn't seem to anywhere near appeased. I can't imagine how much more you'll need to eat before she is. Okay, so if you both, like, okay, so we have 2 other people inside the classroom that has not eaten a single sweet. So if we move the spirit to each one of them and have them eat, we might have a chance. She died after buying some super fancy sweets, but not being able to eat them, right? What if we introduce her to something really, really good that she's never eaten before? That's a good idea. The spirit seemed to be in agreement. She nodded. She hadn't considered the plan previously, but she was clearly all aboard now. Were there any good high-end sweet shops nearby? I bought from nearly everyone in the area. Well, if none of that's doing the trick, we need to find something even more delicious. Can you think of anything, Naho? There's a cat cafe. A cat cafe? Let's save that one for our date. Sayaka rejected my suggestion. I guess that just means you and I are going to need to go on a date after all. A ticket was handed me, presenting a certain flair that suggested it had been something special. Hortoth? Okay. A new cafe. 5:30 p.m. timestamp. Okay. That's... Sayaka clearly recognized the significance. That's the sweet shop in front of the next station. Where you had to reserve a seat a year in advance? Piece of cake I'd been eating fell from the now agape mouth, crumbling on the floor. I remember hearing about this place. During the grand opening, the reservation line backed up. Your reservation are actually for today? Where did you get that? I confiscated them from someone who failed to become a customer of mine. Okay. I gave my client the requested information, but received not a single yen. Just poor business, don't you think? So this is a form of collateral. I collected the person's entire savings along with anything else I could find that seemed to be worth anything. Their entire savings? And I found these tickets in the mix. I'm thinking of selling them, but they're only good for today. Of course, and you're all welcome to join, not just Naho. Oh, all of them are going. Cool. I'd love to build a better relationship with you all. You hear that, Naho? Come on, let's go. If you're going, then I'm going. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sayaka. So take heart. I wasn't asking you. Oh, come on. Sayaka beat the ever-loving snot out of Inimaru again. People you care about. I don't remember ever even getting along with you. I known Aiko for a while, but mostly just as a colleague in the supernatural studies. I'd never gone out with her, or even drunk tea with her. My Naho, you look perturbed. Is something the matter? What are you planning? I'm not planning anything, but a good time. Also, Naho. Suddenly she was right next to me. And with her porcelain-like fingers, she lifted the strawberry from the shortcake I was eating. We're close friends, right? It's normal for close friends to go out on a tea after school, no? Close friends. Say ah. Oh my gosh. Instinctively, I did open my mouth, at which point the strawberry was gently placed in my tongue. Oh, Naho, you're so messy. You have whipped cream all over your mouth. She brought her finger to my lips and wiped the cream from them. And then she stuck the same finger in her own mouth. So light and sweet. What are you doing? Oh, I am melting. Two sexy ladies feeding each other and sharing whipped cream. Oh. Sayaka shrieked and held her nose to keep it from bleeding, which did seem to be real concerning. However, her red face had gone. How red her face had gone. Thank you for the steamy scene, but no, I can't let it go on. You're not to lay a hand on Naho anymore. Sayaka. She burst between me and Aiko and hugged me with intensity. Her fresh citrus perfume tickled the inside of my nose. As her supple breast, roughly the same size as my own, pressed against my face, which made me kind of hard to breathe for a moment. Sayaka, you're suffocating me. I'm sorry, Naho. But if I don't do this, Aiko's gonna make you open up and say ah again. No, she won't. You do certainly have a lovely relationship, you two. You're making me jealous. I'm not possessed anymore. My concern for suffocating to death by Sayaka's boobs seemed to have diverted the attention away from all the delicious sweets. Sure enough, it only took a moment of scanning the area to see the spirit girl floating freely, looking a bit concerned. Oh, she was trying to decide between Aiko and Inumaru, the latter of whom was on the ground holding his stomach. She chose to possess Inumaru this time. I had the sudden craving for sugar. He quickly shot to his feet and ran full speed toward their pile of boxes of candy. This is so good. I'm totally going to get fat from it, though. But you'll love me even if I'm chunky, won't you, Sayaka? Naho over here. Say ah for me, too. Open your mouth. Here comes the airplane. Why don't we go somewhere a little more private? Now. There's no need to worry about that, Naho. You're not that shy, are you? Didn't you hear my question, Sayaka? Oh, I get it. You want me to diet with you, don't you? Guess I'll have to go buy some workout clothes, then. Just stop talking. You're only making things worse. Oh. Oh, it's so entertaining watching you all. I can't get tired of it. In this matter, the conversation devolved into pure anime tropes, remaining in such a state for the entire walk to Cathay Hortoth. Out of breath, we finally arrived at our destination, only 5 minutes after the reservation time. Oh, can they still get in, though? Oh, we gotta save? What? Why do we have a save? Okay, since we got a save, I have a feeling this is going to go on a lot longer. So we will do this into a two-part. So we will end this episode off here and continue on in the cafe next time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed so far. I do like Sayaka and Aiko and Naho and all of them. Inumaru, I guess, is kind of alright too. but I like their interactions. This is more of a fun one than the one with Shimada the last time. So yeah, I am enjoying this so far. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time when we continue on. So, bye!